Okay, let's take a look at the exponents review sheet. So make sure you go through all the notes first, then print off the review sheet. This is a review sheet with all of the rules all in the same place. So let's go over a couple of them. 2 cubed times 2 squared equals 2 to the 5. Add the exponents. I'm not going to show all the theory and all the remembers, like the base and the exponent and the rules, like in the top right. Never multiply the base by the exponent and must have the same base to use the laws. We already went through some of that stuff. So again, multiplying the same base, add the exponents. I'm going to put a little plus sign off to the right and circle it. Just as a little reminder next time. Whatever. Okay, 3 to the 5 over 3 squared. Well, I'm going to subtract the exponents. 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 cubed. Forgot to circle my answer above. Okay, 2 squared cubed. Multiply the exponents. 2 times 3 is 6. Circle my answer. Forgot to write the method above. Minus the exponents. Times the exponents. Then all of a sudden, you just start to have these simple little things. Oh, I just add, subtract, and multiply? It's easy. Okay, let's go for 2x cubed. Well, remember they both have an exponent of 1, so it's equal to 2 cubed x cubed or 8x cubed or whatever. And 3 over 5 all squared. Well, they both have an exponent of 1 on the inside. Multiply the exponents. 3 squared over 5 squared, also known as 9 over 25. Show your answer if you want to or don't. Now I'm going to write the same rule that I just did. No, it's times times. So positive plus minus times. Now we have negative exponent laws. So we have 2 to the negative 3 equals 1 over, bring it to the bottom, make the exponent positive. I'm going to go to the right with some of these examples because I'm going to run out of space in the bottom. 1 over, circle my answer. 1 over 3 to the negative 2 equals, bring it to the top, make the exponent positive, call it 9 if you want. Now, I'm going to show an example way off to the right. 3 to the negative 2 plus 1 all over 5. You can't just randomly bring something to the bottom and make the exponent positive. What this is equal to is 1 over 3 squared is 9 plus 1 all over 5. I'm going to call the 9 3 squared. Let's erase the 9. Let's put 3 squared back. Bring it to the bottom, then make the exponent positive. Then you'd have to add fractions, and the 5's over 1, so we're dividing fractions. Then you'd flip and multiply and get an answer. But don't confuse the rules. So it's bring it to the bottom, make the exponent positive, or bring it to the top and make the exponent positive, or vice versa. But don't just make up some rule halfway through. Let's put a box around that one. And in the notes, I've got what not to do. Okay, so the 3 examples with negative coefficients. Negative 2 squared, negative 2 brackets around it squared, and negative 2 brackets around it cubed. Equals, equals, equals. So the first negative is just way out in front, and 2 squared is 4. And negative numbers without brackets stay negative. And remember, there are some unnecessary brackets that we saw in the full chapter section. The next example is negative 2 squared. I have an even exponent, so the answer is positive. Notice I did that thought separate from everything else. Then 2 squared is 4. The next one, I have a negative to an odd exponent, so the answer is negative. Notice I did that thought first before everything else. 2 cubed is 8. I forgot to circle my answers. Let's do them all at the same time. Okay, so a couple remembers. I'm going to shrink this up a bunch. Okay, a couple remembers. Anything to the 0 is 1. Anything to the 1 is itself. 1 to the anything is 1. And the first example, like you can't do 0 to the 0, etc. But like, so, right, like anything non-zero to the 1. Excuse me, anything non-zero to the 0 is 1. But still, anything to the 1 is itself. Just be careful with making up like They're not perfect, right? They're 99% laws, rules that work. Most of the time, you just got to remember some idiosyncrasies. 0 to the 0 is not 1, etc. Try it on your calculator. 0 to the 0, error. Okay, another rule for square roots, which I'm just putting on this page, but usually you don't do it until grade 10. X to the m over n. I rarely do angled slash fractions. Equals the nth root of x to the m. I'm going to put a box around that formula. Excuse me. Oh my gosh. No, that is correct. Okay, no, excuse me. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So the bottom becomes the root. The top stays the exponent. So don't memorize both of those, memorize one of them. I like the bottom becomes the root. Great, so we have a little bit more theory on simplifying, like 3 cubed over 3 squared. Well, I have 2 3's on the bottom and 3 on the top, so I can simplify it like that. That's kind of fun. And a bunch of other simplify stuff, etc. Great, so that's all of our rules. I'm going to do them in red off to the left. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dealing with negative exponents, negative hashtag, dealing with negative coefficients, some remembers, and the square root rule. Great, so highly encourage you, make these review sheets for the test. What it really does is make sure you know all the rules. If you forgot one, check out the rules, write it down in a different color. That shows you have to memorize that one a little bit more. If you make a mistake, like star the rule that you keep making the same mistake on, it'll really help you for tests. All right, all the exponent rules.